Howdy. Today we're going to be playing Dungeons & Dragons Castle Ravenloft board game. Adventure 1. Escape the Tomb. Hero, alone in the dungeon crypts, must escape before the sun sets and Strahd returns. Find the secret stairway tile that leads out of the dungeon before Strahd defeats you. Number of heroes, 1. It's a solo experience. Adventure setup. Special components in this adventure. Strahd's Crypt Dungeon Tile. Secret Stairway Dungeon Tile. Sun Token, Strahd Villain Card, Strahd Figure. Place Strahd's Crypt Tile on the table. Place the hero on any square. Grab the hero. Playing the Dwarf Cleric. I'm going to go ahead and stand right here in the middle. Take the secret stairway tile from the dungeon stack and set it aside. Shuffle the rest of the dungeon tiles, and without looking at any of the tiles, place the secret stairway into the dungeon stack on the after the 10th tile. So we're only using a portion of the dungeon stack. I have 10 random tiles, and the very bottom tile is the stairway tile. Place the sun token in morning. So it says place the sun token on this circle. When we reach 5, Strahd wakes up. Special adventure rules. Whenever the hero explores and draws a new tile with a white arrow, move the sun token 1 circle to the right on the track. When you move the sun token onto the last circle of the time track, the sun sets and Strahd wakes up. Find the Strahd villain card and place the Strahd figure on the bone pile on the Strahd's corpse tile. So there's a bone pile right here. This is where enemies spawn. Strahd activates at the start of each player's villain phase. You win the game when a hero starts his or her turn on the secret stairway tile. Defeat. The hero loses the adventure if he or she has 0 hit points at the start of his turn and there are no healing surge token remaining. When you start the adventure, you wake up alone in the depths of Castle Ravenloft. The last thing you remember was when the man with the piercing eyes and long cape approached you on the dark streets outside the inn. It had to be Count Strahd, the vampire. Outside the castle, you know that the sun is high in the sky. Now you have to find your way out of here before the sun sets, and Strahd returns to finish whatever foul plot he began in the night. Alright, for this mission, I've selected the cleric. We get 2 healing surges. This allows you to get back up after you've been defeated. And you can heal your surge value, which is 4 HP. My character has some special abilities. You know healing techniques. At the end of your hero phase, if you did not attack one other hero on the tile, regains 1 hit point. But there's no other heroes, so that's not going to be helpful. I had to select some cards. It tells you how many of each things I get. First of all, I get Healing Ward. Let's go ahead and see what that is. This utility power can be used once. After that, it gets flipped over. And once it's flipped over, it can't be flipped until the game tells us to flip it back over. Use this power during your hero phase. 1 hero regains hit points equal to his or her healing surge. So that's going to be pretty awesome. Then we had to select 1 utility power. The one I chose is Consecrated Ground. Use this power during your hero phase instead of attacking. Choose a tile within 1 tile of you. If there is a marker on that tile, discard it. Place the Consecrated Ground marker on the chosen tile. The next time you would place an encounter marker on that tile, discard the encounter card and do not draw a new encounter card. Then discard the Consecrated Ground marker. Cleric Daily Power. I can use this once, again, and flip it over. So I haven't went to the things I can use every turn. Choose a tile within 1 tile of you. Attack each monster on that tile. If the hero on the chosen tile, each hero on the chosen tile regains 1 hit point. Plus 6 attack, 2 damage. Powers I can use every turn. I have Lance of Faith. Attack 1 monster within 1 tile of you. If the monster is undead, you deal plus 1 damage with this attack. It's a plus 6 attack, and it does 1 damage. We'll get into what all that means as we start playing. Cleric, at willpower, healing strike. Attack one adjacent monster. If you hit, choose one hero within one tile of you. That hero regains 1 hit point. Plus 8, attack, 1 damage. That's going to be really useful for after a monster hurts me. Hopefully I can kill it. After it's dead, I can heal up some. Start an adventure, you get to start with a treasure card. Draw a treasure card, and you keep drawing until you find an item treasure. There are several types of treasure, and we're looking for an item. First one I pull is a fortune, so we discard it. The next one I pull is an item, amulet of protection. Place this item immediately. You gain +1 bonus AC while this item is play. So my armor class is really 17 now. Now that I've drawn my treasure, we are ready to begin play. The game is played through several rounds. Each round consists of 3 phases: a hero phase, an exploration phase, and a villain phase. During the hero phase, I can move around. During my hero phase, my choices are move, 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 attack, or attack, then move. I don't have much I can do with this really small tile, so I'm going to move. I move to an unexplored edge and end my turn. Exploration phase. If your hero occupies a square adjacent to an unexplored edge, go to step 2. Otherwise, go to the villain phase. So I need to draw a dungeon tile and place it with its triangle adjacent to the unexplored edge. So here, we pull this hallway. It's got a black triangle. We'll go over what that means in a moment. But I have to place the triangle near the unexplored edge. Step 3. Draw a monster card and place the monster on the new tile. Looks like we have a wolf. It has an armor class of 14, which I'll get to in a minute, and 1 hit point. Then these are rules for how it plays when it activates. Go in to grab a wolf. Now, because we have a black triangle, we're going to end up drawing an exploration card. And the card actually tells you what to do. So after we draw a monster card, we move on to the villain phase. If you didn't place a tile during your exploration phase, we did, or you placed a tile with a black triangle, draw an encounter card. Here we go. Bat Storm. It's an environment. Whenever a hero attacks a monster that is not on his or her tile, that hero makes an attack roll twice and uses the lower result. That's not fun. After we've done that, we move to step 2. If the villain is playing, activate it. Now we move to step 3. Activate each monster and trap card you control in the order you drew them. So I have to activate the wolf. If the wolf is adjacent to a hero, he's not. If the wolf is within 2 tiles of the hero, it moves adjacent to the closest hero and attacks that hero with Pounce. Pounce. It has +7 to the attack. It hits for 1 and slows. 3. 3 plus 7 is 10. My armor class is 17 because of my amulet. So the wolf needed to roll a 17 or more to hit me. But 3 plus the 7 makes 10, and that's not quite what he needed, so the wolf missed. That concludes our first round. Now moving into our second round. This is actually a little bit strange because of Bat Swarm. I'm not on the same tile as the wolf, so if I were to attack it, I would have to roll twice and take the lower result. That seems kind of lame. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 over to here. Then I will attack. The attack I'm going to choose to use is Lance of Faith. Attack one monster within 1 tile of you. If the monster is undead, you deal +1 damage. It's +6 to whatever I roll and does 1 damage. 13. So 13 plus 6, 19. The armor class of the wolf is 14. I kill it because it only has 1 HP. When you kill a monster, you get the experience listed on the card. It goes to a pile so you can keep track of it. I put that above my character. That's a dead monster. We can use experience for leveling up. We can use experience for canceling bad things. Experience is pretty cool. Also, the first time you kill a monster in your turn, you get to draw a treasure. So I get to draw a treasure. We get a lucky charm. Re-roll the die. Use this after you roll any die. Re-roll the die, then discard after using. So that can be useful at some point. The hero phase is done because I moved and attacked. Now we're in the exploration phase in which I draw a tile. It has another black one. That's cool because we don't move the sundial. But it's also annoying because we have to deal with another encounter. So the first thing we do, we place the tile with a triangle pointing towards us, or towards the unexplored edge. Then we draw a monster that we have to fight. Again, it's going to be a wolf. So we already know how the wolf works. 14 armor class, 1 HP, and he's all the way over there. Now we're going to move on to the next phase, which I do the encounter card, because we had a black triangle. Yeah, overrun. Each hero takes damage equal to the number of monsters he or she controls. I control 1 monster, so I take 1 damage. And how we show that I take 1 damage is by flipping this little token over. I am now at 7 health. Alright, so that's done. Now we activate the villain. There's not one. We activate the wolf. 1, 2, he moves up, he attacks me. And we'll put the wolf card over here so we can all see it. 10. 10 plus 7 is 17. That's enough to hit me. He hits me for 1 damage and slows me. When you're slowed, on your next turn, you only get to move 2. So your speed is 2 on your next turn. After the hero phase, you get to discard that. So we are done with the bad guys. Now we move back to the hero phase. I can only move 2, and that's kind of disappointing. I guess I could still get here, shoot the wolf, and maybe still explore. So we're going to go with that. We're going to this edge, and we're going to use Lance of Faith again on the wolf. I only moved 2. It was actually 1, I believe. And I'm going to attack the wolf. 12 plus 6, 18. I kill the wolf. When I kill the wolf, I get to draw a treasure card. Holy Water. Choose an undead monster within 1 tile of you. It takes 1 damage. That's pretty cool. Seems like I hit an item pocket. I like items. Now what we have to do is we move on to the exploration phase. We draw a dungeon tile. Rotting Nook. This white arrow means that we do not get an exploration, we do not get an encounter, but when we encounter white arrows, we advance the sundial for this mission. Sundial's now at a 2. When it reaches 5, Strahd comes out. There's a bone pile here. I wonder what monster we will fight. Looks like we fight a blazing skeleton. Armor class 13, 2 HP, and we'll get to the rest a little bit later. Now the blazing skeleton gets to activate. If blazing skeleton is within 1 tile of a hero, it attacks each hero on the closest hero's tile with a fireball. If it misses, it does 1 damage. If it hits, it does 2. That's pretty not fun. 7. 7 plus 7 is 14. It misses. But even a miss with a fireball still hurts. So I take another HP worth of damage. I am no longer slow. This should have been discarded at the end of my last hero phase. Alright, we are going to kill that skeleton. It's got 2 HP, which makes it a little bit annoying to kill. Choose an undead monster with 1. It takes 1 damage. Alright, we are going to move forward, so we're on the same tile because of that environment card. We will stay here, and then I'm going to use my Lance of Faith yet again, because it does +1 damage to undead. And since he's got 2 hit points, we're going for it. 2 is pretty lame. Discard Lucky Die. Sorry, Lucky Charm. Get to roll again. 5. That's not so awesome. I missed. I failed at killing this guy. So, since I failed at killing him, we have to move forward, and he's going to get to activate again. But I made the mistake of being on an unexplored edge because I thought I was going to kill him. That means, during the exploration phase, we still draw a tile. It's white, that means the sundial moves, which is not so bad. The bad part comes into play where I have to spawn another monster. So now I have 2 monsters that are going to attack me. It's a second blazing skeleton, and that's just scary. Alright, the first blazing skeleton, the one right next to me. He's going to attack. 6 plus 7, 13. That's a miss. I'm down to 4 hit points. So I'm going to need another one of these little shields to show that. The second one is going to shoot me now. 8 plus 7, 15. Only does 1. I'm getting really lucky here. Not lucky with my attacks. So I really don't want to be in a situation where I die really badly. So I'm going to have to use some trickery here. I'm going to go ahead and douse this guy with holy water. That does 1 damage to him. So he has taken 1 damage. It doesn't say it counts as an attack, so I still get to do my attack. And my attack this time is going to be Healing Strike, because I'm not at enough hit points. It has +8 to hit, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, it has a +8 to hit. So +8 damage. Sorry, +8. 16, 24. I hit this guy. I do 1 hit point. That finishes him off. And I get to put him over there. And I get to draw a treasure card. Treasure card, again, is an item. Glyph of Warding. Place this Glyph of Warding marker on your tile. The first monster that moves to that tile takes 1 damage. That's pretty cool. So my first action was to hit that guy. My second action, I could still move and go explore. I could move over here. But I think what I'm going to do is, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I am going to go explore. I know this is really risky, but I don't want to have to draw an environment card. Sorry, an encounter card. So that's my turn. When I killed that guy, I got to heal 1. Because if you hit, choose 1 hero within 1 tile of you. That hero gains 1 hit point. So now I'm at 4 hit points. I'm feeling pretty good about myself. Let's explore. Ooh, black. It's going to make me have an encounter card anyway. And a monster. I really didn't shuffle well. Blazing Skeleton. I'm pretty sure I'm going down to the Blazing Skeletons. This is hyper annoying. So, we also get An encounter card. Choose one hero with the most hit points remaining. That hero takes 1 damage and is immobilized. So I take 1 damage, and I become immobilized. That means on my next turn, I'm not moving. This is becoming very painful. Now I have to activate this enemy. He's going to activate, and this blazing skeleton is going to use this ridiculous ability on me. He misses again, so I take an HP token. The second one activates. He's not within 1 tile of the hero. You can't count diagonally. So otherwise, move the blazing skeleton 1 towards the closest hero. And when they move, they tend to move through bone piles. Alright, I'm immobilized. That sucks. I have a weapon that can hit that guy. That's cool. My Lance of Faith. I might even be able to do 2 damage. But due to Bat Swarm, I might miss, because I have to hit him twice for my hit to count. But that's all I got. So I'm going to go with that. But before I do, I'm going to use Beacon of Hope. Oh, that's not it. This is a utility power. That means I only get to use it once, then I have to flip it over. Maybe it'll turn back over later in the game, maybe it won't. The hero gains hit points equal to his or her healing surge. My healing surge is 4. So I get to heal 4 hit points. That would take me to 6. So now I feel a little bit better about my situation. So, since I feel a little bit better about my situation, I'm going to go ahead and attack this guy, and I have to do it twice, which sucks. And I have to use the lower of the 2 rolls. First roll is a 7, and Lance of Faith, that's going to be plus 6. That makes the 13 I need to hit him. So the first one's good. The second one's a 19. The lower of the 2 rolls, I get to hit him. Lance of Faith does 2 damage to undead. I drop this guy. That's really good, because this other one's about to hit me with a fireball. So, hero phase done. I didn't explore, but I do get to get rid of Immobilize. Since I didn't explore, we have to have an encounter card. Draw a tile from the bottom of the dungeon stack. Place it adjacent to any unexplored edge. Place 2 new monsters. That's pretty ridiculous. So, how this game works is you have this experience pile you build up. Oh, before I get to that, I forgot to draw my treasure. My treasure is going to be Fortune. Play this immediately. Choose 1 hero. That hero can end 1 condition affecting him or her. So, that means I got to remove... Sorry, I'm backpedaling. I know it's annoying. But I put that encounter back on top. That means my Immobilize is gone. Because my Immobilize is gone, I can then use my movement to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that I'm here, during the exploration phase, we get a tile. That tile is white, meaning we get to draw... Sorry, the sundial moves forward. We get a monster. That monster is a ghoul. And it is placed on the map here. So 1, 2, 3 whites. So we actually should be on time 4. So I didn't move it far enough from one of the others. So now I've moved, we've explored. We don't get that encounter card. So we don't... It's a ridiculous card. It's scary. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it in there because I feel bad kind of throwing it away because I made a mistake. So, but we do have a way to deal with it. As I was going to explain earlier, you can discard 5 of your experience in your pile to either level when you roll a 20, or to cancel one of the encounter cards. So when that guy comes up, I'm going to cancel it. Now the bad guys move. This guy's not close enough to me to cast Fireball, so he moves 1. The ghoul charges forward. I've played something wrong. In the future, if you draw a monster you already have, like if there's already a blazing skeleton on the map, and you draw a blazing skeleton, you discard it and draw again. So I messed that up earlier. We're just going to play through, So there never should have been two of these guys on the field. If you have more than one character, each character can have one copy of each monster. But since there's only one character, there should have been a larger variety of monsters. Here there were two blazing skeletons. Here there were two blazing skeletons. That should not have occurred. But let's move forward. Ghoul. If the ghoul is adjacent to a hero, nope. If the ghoul is within one tile, yep. It moves adjacent to the closest hero, yep. And attacks it with Paralyzing Claw. Let's roll Paralyzing Claw. 17, that's a hit. So it hits me for 1 damage and paralyzes me. So I'm immobilized. Again. Alright, so that was fun. Now we have to figure out what to do. It's back to the hero phase. That other guy is going to cast Fireball on me. He's within one tile. I could hit him, or I could hit this guy in front of me. It's a hard call. Since I can't move, I have to hit twice no matter what I do. So since I have to hit twice no matter what I do, I'm going to use Healing Strike because that's my attack that is more likely to hit. And that attacks an adjacent monster. But this guy has an armor class of 16, so I don't really know. I'd really like to be on the same tile as him. But I'm going to go for it. 5, miss. My turn's done. So now I didn't draw a tile. So now we have to draw this Wicked card. And my Immobilize is now gone. So since we draw this Wicked card, I'm going to take 5 experience out of what I've earned to make that not happen. 2 there, 2 there, 1 there. My experience pile is dwindling. Alright, so I canceled that. Now, for the bad guys, the first person that activates is the Blazing Skeleton, because they activate in the order I drew them. So he casts a Fireball at me. 16, that's a hit. That's 3. So my 5er turns into that. Now, this guy attacks me with his Crazy Fist. He rolls a 1 for his bite, and it's +9, but luckily he missed. Alright. Yeah. I'm still alive. I get to have a turn. For my turn, I'm going to move onto this tile. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to plan on exploring, and I'm going to hit this guy as hard as I can. And I'm going to hit him with Healing Strike. 8+. And I only have to roll once because the environment card doesn't affect me now that I'm on the same tile. And I really need this to be a hit. 20. It's a natural 20. I could level up if I had more experience, but I don't. But I do get to kill the ghoul. And because it's Healing Strike, I get to heal myself 1, which is amazing. This guy goes away. And I get a treasure. Treasures are amazing. Wand of Teleportation. Choose a tile within 1 tile of you. Place each monster on the chosen tile on a tile within 3 tiles of you. I can teleport this guy out when I want, but I have to use it in the hero phase instead of attacking. And I don't think I'm going to give up many attacks. That's just not my thing. We draw. We get a black triangle, luckily. If we get one more white triangle, Strahd comes out. So we place it here. And let's figure out what we're fighting. We're fighting a Cobalt Skirmisher. Alright, he's here. And we drew black, which means we get an encounter. We get attacked by some slime. It's +6. It does 2 damage if it hits, 1 damage if it doesn't. If the active hero is hit by the attack, the active hero discards 1 treasure at random. That's not cool, but let's go with it. It rolls to hit. 11, 17, that's exactly what it needed. So my hit points are now at 1. That's kind of frustrating. This guy has +9 to hit. And I discard a treasure at random. So mixing them up, looking the other way, and that one's gone. Don't be my amulet of... Ah, It's my amulet of protection. That's horrible. Alright, so that treasure's gone. That sucks. Alright, now the Cobalt attacks me, and he has +9. If the Cobalt's within 1 tile of you, it attacks the hero with the thrown javelin. Oh, the Cobalt doesn't go first. This blazing skeleton goes first, because he was the first one drawn. He moves closer. Now the Cobalt attacks. Come on, miss. That's not a miss. It's my last hit point. I go down. Ugh, I'm at 0 hit points. The turn's over. For my turn, we have to use one of my healing surges. I get to get back up with 4 hit points because that's my surge value. Very disappointed in this. So, I'm back up, unhappy about how things are going. But it is my turn, and I plan to dish some damage out. When I do that, let's see what happens. I have to do this in a smart way, because I'm not doing so hot. Alright, I'm going to move here so I can explore this tile, and I'm going to attack that guy. I'm going to do so with Healing Strike, so I can heal up some. 8. 8 plus 8 hits 13, hits him for 1 damage, he dies. I get a treasure card. We're going to hope it's amazing. Fortune. Flip up one of your used powers. Awesome. So it's still during my turn. I'm going to flip up my heal that I used. I'm going to go ahead and use my heal again. So I killed him. I healed 1 from Healing Strike. Then I used my power to surge. Oh, I'm not going to use my surge yet. Because I'm healing for 1, I wouldn't actually get a full use out of my surge. So I healed for 1 when hitting that guy. So I flipped over my healing ward, which is amazing. But I don't need to cast heal on myself, because even though there's 4 things here, I don't really have 4. My max is 8. There's no reason to early heal. Alright, I am done. Now we draw a tile. Don't be something with a white. Alright, this tile's a dead end. But it's black, which means we're going to have to do an encounter. But first we have to put a monster out. That monster is going to be a ghoul. Man, I hate ghouls. So, the ghoul is here. Then we do an encounter card. Our encounter card, choose a hero controlling the fewest monsters. That hero places a new monster on any tile with an unexplored edge. Okay. That's really far away. So now we're going to have a zombie. We can have a zombie. So we put a zombie way over here. That's my event. The zombie's the 3rd one to activate. First, this activates. Then, this guy activates. Then, this guy activates. The ghoul has an armor class of 16. That's not what we care about. He's within 1 tile of me. He moves adjacent to the closest hero and attacks with a paralyzing claw. So he moves right here and attacks me. 16, that's a hit. He does 1 damage, putting me back to 4 health. And he paralyzes me, which is really annoying since I have that burning skeleton breathing down my throat. Then the zombie moves. He can't get to me, so he moves 1 to the closest hero. Alright. Instead of attacking, I could teleport that guy away, but I don't think that's going to be helpful. So, on my turn, I'm immobilized from that ghoul. I can use Healing Strike. But I have to hit twice because it's on a different tile. So that ghoul has an armor class of 16. The odds of me actually hitting are really low. I guess I could try to zap that guy, but because that's only a 13. Yeah, we're going to use Lance of Faith on the other guy. I don't like it, but that's what we're going to go with. Lance of Faith on that guy. 6, 12, that's a miss. No, so I'm going to be in pain there. For my next action, I will use Healing Ward to heal myself. So I get to heal for 4. That'll put me back at 8. I didn't explore anything, so we have to do an encounter. My encounter. Place the active hero next to the closest hero. The active hero takes that hero with attacks that hero with an at-will power. That's good because there's not any other heroes nearby. Yay! So now we do the bad guys. This guy is going to, in the order they were spawned, Burning Skeleton's going to attack. 14, that's definitely a hit. I take 3 damage. I think I'm almost out of this place if I could live. Now the ghoul attacks. 10. The ghoul is plus 5. Nope, the ghoul is plus 9 with bite and does 3 damage. So now I'm at 2 HP. But it's my turn and I'm not immobilized anymore. So I'm going to move 1, 2, and attack him with Healing Strike. Try to get some health back up. 7. No! He's got an armor class of 16. Is there anything I can do about that? No. This is really bad for me. Now we have to do an encounter card. Attack each hero. Plus 8. Slowed. Oh, don't care. I wasn't going anywhere anyway. So I am now slowed. I wasn't immobilized because that ended on the last turn. Alright, I'm now slowed. Not that scary. But I get to activate this guy. He moves forward. I activate this guy. He attacks with bite again. 6 plus 9, 15. He needs a 16 to hit me. Finally! See, his bite is plus 9. Then the ghoul moves. Now we're back into the hero turn. I'm going to try yet again to hit this guy. We can see if we can make something happen. 8. 8 plus 8, 16. It's exactly what I needed. This guy dies. I get a treasure. Gain +1 to attack rolls against adjacent monster. That's pretty awesome. I like the magic sword. I killed this guy. 1, 2. I might as well be there. So I get to discard slowed now. Now we do an encounter card, which is Overrun, and I still have my Glyph of Warding. Each hero takes damage equal to the number of monsters he or she controls. Oh, 2. Cool. I'm dead. Alright. The monsters don't activate because I'm dead. I use my final healing surge. I'm back at 4 hit points. So at the beginning of my turn, I'm back at 4 hit points. Going to attack this guy, and I have to do it with Lance of Faith, and I really need a hit. Oh. Yeah, nobody moved because there wasn't anybody to... You don't move or attack or do anything to dead guys. 19. Hit. I hit with Lance of Faith for 2 damage. This guy goes down. I get a treasure. Discard an environment card and play. Play immediately. Alright. I can actually shoot things that are further away now. I feel good about that. I put a Glyph of Warding marker on your tile. The first monster that moves into that tile takes 1 damage. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I want a Glyph of Warding right there. So if a monster walks up to me, it'll take damage. Now I move here. Because I'm not slowed anymore. I got rid of that the turn I died. And now I'm done. Since I'm done, we're going to draw a dungeon tile. It has a black arrow. Means I'm going back this way. This is not the way I want to go in case Strahd spawns. So, I need to put a monster here. I have, luckily the Burning Skeleton's gone now. I had to use Lance of Faith, so I didn't get to heal. That's a disappointment. I have to put a monster here. Hopefully it's something that'll come over to me. It's a Wraith. That's great. So, we'll put down a Wraith. And we now we do an encounter. The encounter. The event, Grey Ooze. and I'm going to lose a treasure if it hits me. And it hits me for 3 damage, which is a little ridiculous. So now that I've taken 3 damage from the ooze, I lose a random treasure. But it's not going to matter because I'm going to be dead. Now I have to activate the ghoul. He moves. I have to activate, the zombie. Now I activate the wraith. If within 1 tile of a hero, it moves adjacent to the closest hero, check, and then attacks. It hits for 6, so 6 plus 6 is 12. It misses, but it does a minimum of 1 damage. So it knocks me over. I am out of healing surges. Because I'm out of healing surges, I lose the game when my turn comes around. I liked it. This is definitely an interesting game, and it looks like it's going to be a little bit challenging. We'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching.
I would like to say thank you to the following supporters: